I would say that my experience, past experience, the culture was really depending on the manager at the time, what they brought to the table. And the really cool thing I think Advanced Heat Treat now has, and I guess I really feel pumped about it, I'm the one talking to candidates and talking to them about the environment they might come work at, is that when you sit down the person who started the company and said, 34 years and we made it, we're still going. How did that happen? And he's a humble guy and says, it's a lot to do about the people you surround yourself with. And then you sit and go, well, what did those people look like? Because we want to keep this company going for another 35 and more and more and more. Yeah. And so, then you sit down and you really get the core values. And now we believe in them because he believed in them. That's how we started the company, and that's what we want to keep surrounding ourselves with.
We had a tour of SME and another quality group through here probably just about a month ago, and given tours. And literally the last tour group, the gentleman raised his hand and goes, there's something here in this organization, I can't put my finger on it. It's the people, it's the atmosphere, and yes, that's it. That's our culture.
I think Threads is a huge help on really saying if these are our core values and they're important to us and we believe that this is how we're going to continue to be successful, that we're actually making the expectation communication known to the employee. And it's the same across the board. So you don't have to worry about one supervisor's impression of this is one way and another person is thinking passion is a different way. We're spelling it out and it's clearly out there. The employees know what's expected of them.
Usually you just take culture for granted.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of your question, as a lot of people do. They just never think about it. But she's so right. And the people that we interview, the people when we do reviews, we're looking at our values and making sure they fit. And will they fit our family-like culture here?
There's no meaning to our review process. We didn't get anything out of it other than administration work, making sure you're shooting out paperwork to the supervisor, reminding them the review is due. They're vague questions of attendance, dependability, initiative, creativity, and everybody they don't even know what that means. This, to me, is just not a review system. It's a communication tool. When you have emails going out every single week that's telling management and supervisors who's not been showing up to work, who's stepped up and displayed a core value, communication on what's happening with a counseling session with an employee, if we have discipline going on, I don't even have to write an HR highlight report because it's just automatically showing up to the managers and supervisors to let them know. So the communication part of it is really huge. It's just not a review system. It's become more than that. The comments, I don't have the statistics for our organization, but since we've implemented it, I've had two people we've had to talk about, let's do that a little bit more professionally. It's been an opportunity to share with them our core values and why that didn't work. Yeah. And so really that is not, kind of a non-factor. I don't think that that's something to worry about at all. The Threads implementation does a very good job of explaining up front what the intent of the comments are and what's unacceptable. And I think that's key. You're communicating up front what's expected to be put in there. Those Thread stories tell a lot about what's happening in the company. Yeah. And it also tells you if you're starting to see a trend of maybe we should be concerned or maybe we should be doing something fun because we got to celebrate some of this, or an above and beyond to an employee, or it recognizes things like that. I'll give you an example. I just visited our Michigan location and we transferred one of our employees from one location to another. And I went and shook his hand and said, good job. And he goes, well, how do you know? And I said, because there's all kinds of Threads comments. You're doing great. And it's, I think the appreciation for that alone is worth a lot.
I don't think we would have been ready for it had we not honed in and figured out what our core values were. I think that was a good foundation for us. Not only, I think at least being a year out and trying to challenge ourselves with those, if those are truly our core values. That would be number one. I think you really need to have that foundation before you can delve into that, because it's half of the grading scale. And it's so true. In order to be a valued employee, you better have the core values. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Why are you coming to work? Why are you employing that person?
Right. I would say everything you do to get this ready, it's still yours. All that prep you do to figure out your core values and what exactly the expectation of those are, all of the job descriptions now into action items that are more scoreable, so to speak, that's yours. Yeah. It's all work that's worth it to have. You're not on a long-term contract. You can leave at any time. But all that work you put into getting that exactly what you need, that's yours. And you're not out anything, except for you've now got a pretty seamless system. And I don't think you're going to find a group of people that are more passionate and believe in their product more. From Stacy that does the accounting. You can call her and she's still explaining stuff. So I really, I had nothing but Ben took our current existing job descriptions. I'm the lone HR person with 180 employees, and you hear this a lot. I don't have time to build every single job description to all of these relevant people to really make them valuable. Ben was able to take our existing job descriptions, help me develop them into action, relevant, specific criteria, and then we could build it from there. But I needed that help, and Threads gives it to you.